Passive income and crypto in the same sentence sounds like the setup to a joke, or worse, a pitch from someone at a barbecue who just discovered DeFi last Thursday. But what if the blueprint is actually real, and the people laughing are the ones leaving money on the table every single month? We have watched Bitcoin go from a punchline to a pension strategy. And somewhere in between, a quiet revolution was happening, one that had nothing to do with charts, candles, or panic selling at 3 in the morning. The system we were talking about is staking, lending, and liquidity provisioning. Basically, putting your crypto to work the way a landlord puts a property to work, except without the 2 a.m. calls about a broken toilet. The catalyst here is simple. Crypto markets matured enough that yield-generating infrastructure became accessible to regular people, not just hedge funds with servers in Iceland. When Ethereum made its shift to proof of stake in 2022, what the nerds lovingly called the merge, it essentially turned holding ETH into owning a tiny piece of a validator node, earning rewards just for participating in the network. Now, there was a moment somewhere around 2021 where everyone thought passive crypto income meant just holding and watching number go up forever. That optimism aged about as well as every "this is the future" headline from that era. And by 2022, portfolios that looked like retirement accounts looked more like cautionary tales. The psychological whiplash of that period was brutal, and many people swore off the whole space entirely, which, ironically, is exactly when the boring, disciplined builders quietly kept stacking yield. One analyst put it plainly: the people who treated crypto like a vending machine walked away broke, and the people who treated it like a business stayed in the game. Here's what history keeps trying to teach us, though nobody wants to listen during a bull market. Every asset class has gone through this exact cycle of hype, collapse, and then quiet, sustainable adoption. We saw it with the internet in 2000, with real estate in 2008, and the lesson hiding underneath all of it is the same infrastructure survives the speculation. Crypto passive income fits squarely into that bigger pattern of technology-driven yield, eventually becoming normalized, the same way online savings accounts once seemed exotic, and now your grandma has one. Voices inside the community, from longtime validators to DeFi researchers, have been saying for years that the real edge was never the trade, it was the position you held, while everyone else was distracted by the trade. Let us kill a misconception right now, because it is costing people real money. Passive crypto income is not the same thing as throwing money into some random token promising 900% APY, which is just a Ponzi in a Halloween costume. Real yield comes from real utility staking rewards that come from network security, lending interest from actual borrowers, and liquidity fees from genuine trading volume on decentralized exchanges. So what does the blueprint actually look like in practice? You start with a stable, battle-tested asset like ETH, or a liquid staking derivative. You allocate only what you can afford to sit on for a meaningful period, and you let compounding do the heavy lifting, while you resist every urge to chase something shinier. The historical lesson from every sustainable income strategy, crypto or otherwise, is that position size beats conviction every single time. You do not need to be 100% right about an asset. You need to be right enough with the right size bet that a bad outcome does not end your participation in the game entirely. Discipline here is not glamorous, but it is the actual secret. Automated compounding, scheduled rebalancing, and a written rule about when you exit. Not a feeling, not a tweet, a rule. The investors who built real passive streams from crypto were not smarter than you. They were just more boring than you. And boring, it turns out, pays extremely well. Philosophically, this whole pursuit is really just a reframe from how do I get rich quick to how do I build a system that generates value while I sleep. That shift in question is the shift in outcome, and it applies whether the market is ripping higher or sitting in a ditch for 18 months. And here is the freeing part. When your income is tied to a process and not a prediction, you genuinely stop caring as much about what the market does next week. You have built something that works across conditions, and that kind of structural comfort is worth more than any single price target anyone is yelling about on the internet. Whether the market runs or rests, you are positioned, And that is the whole point of building a system instead of chasing a moment. The goal was never to win the day. It was to still be in the room 10 years from now when the real compounding kicks in. If you want help getting started, whether that means crypto income strategies, real estate investing, home contracting work, or finding the right lenders, check out our links in the description below.